The site that I chose is called thephysicaleducator.com. The address is right here. I chose this site because it's a great resource for PE teachers. And as a PE teacher myself, it's always nice to find something that can help you in your classroom. This site has a whole lot of benefits. Helps you to connect to a network of other resources as well as teachers who are out there actually teaching PE that can give you some feedback and ideas and things that have worked for them. So some of the cool things that are here are, for instance, on the left-hand side, there's this blog. You can click it here, or you can even click it up here. When you do click it, it takes you to another page. On this page, it's a place where you can share with others some ideas you have, and they share ideas, things that work, little bits, almost like life hacks, as people are calling them these days, things that have helped them. As you go down, they talk about backwards designing, which is a big thing in Hartford County. You look at what you're trying to get to and then how you get there. You can see different people's stories and follow them along. You can see different pictures. This particular was pretty interesting to me when I went in there. It shows you different ways that people organize their equipment. Different teachers who are kind of in the spotlight for right now for being someone who does a really nice job. All sorts of great things underneath that blog. If you scroll back up along the side here, actually this is here on most every page you click on, there's all these different things they highlight as you scroll over them. This one here I found particularly interesting. It's called Apps We Use. I thought it was pretty neat because it is a page that gives you a list of different applications and things that people are using actually within their classroom. And now that the iPads are in the gym more and more, and we're expected to use them more and more, I found it was something that was pretty interesting. One of the ones I found when I went down here was, here it is, right here, Apps We Use with Joey Fife. You can go down a little bit and see a little bit about where he teaches. Royal Charles Elementary School. It's in Quebec, so things are probably a little bit different there. But you can click here on this Read More feature, take you to the next thing, and gives you his story and a whole bunch of apps that he uses. Oh, there you go. Scroll back down. He uses in the classroom, actually in the gym, that he's found to be successful for him. And a lot of them are things specifically to the iPad, because it sounds like he has an iPad and a Mac that he really likes to use. After I read his articles a little bit more, just some ways to do grade books, things to help with planning, all sorts of different things to keep your kids involved, keep your grades organized. Just a really good resource there. Changes, I'm pretty sure, monthly to weekly. If you look on the side here, are all the different months and things that people have posted. If you go back up to the top, this page is here the whole time, this link, or set of links. When I went on to resources, I wanted to see, well, what is it out there that's so helpful for PE teachers that they're calling themselves thephysicaleducator.com. So I clicked on that, and I came down here, and I noticed that there's all these resources right here. This QR poster is a pretty neat link. When you take it in there, it has a selection of sports you can choose from, and when you click on the sport, let's say we're doing a basketball unit, when you open up the next page, it has actual posters here that break the skill down into key terms, main cues up here where it says take your step forward with dominant foot, correct terminology, which is really nice because dominant foot and things like that are words we use a lot in the gym. And then what I thought was pretty awesome is not only does it break the skill down right here, but then over here on the right there's a QR code. And if you do have things like iPads and phones in the classroom, you can just scan that code right there and it'll show you a video for demonstration. So that's something that could be used within the school day, and even if kids are there in the evenings, they could do that. Another cool thing I liked here, if you wanted to check your skill level here, is there's different levels that you can, again, use that QR scanner and get them some ideas to start mastering their skill a little bit more. If you notice right here, there's a download the PDF, so you can download and actually print it, which is really neat. I think that's something I'd be interested in doing for some of these skills. Hang them up in the gym. We have a poster maker that would be pretty easy to do that, and the kids really liked that they could come in and use their different devices to scan that code and get a little more out of it than just a standard poster on the wall. In addition, underneath that resources, I'm just going to go back to that resource page. I went in to check out this tactical game sheet, see if they had any game ideas. A Coming up this fall, when we go back into school, we're going to be working on some cooperative games. So cooperation is something we like to start the school year off with to kind of get everybody back into the groove about following the rules, working together, and all that jazz now that they've been out for the summer. So I went in, and there's a list of games and different things here. If you notice, there's just this big one here. It's their featured game for right now. It's called Caterpillar Riot. And then there are a few other ones. These Toxic Waste, Iceberg, World Cup, Small Patrols. I went into this Caterpillar Riot. When you click on that, it takes you into a page that explains the activity a little bit more. Gives you some details. It looks like they're going to be uploading a video here soon. It's not there yet, but that I'm looking forward to seeing. Gives you rules along the left-hand side. And then I really like these build 1, 2, 3s, and 4s. It's kind of like ways to differentiate the learning and to give them different ideas and challenges according to maybe grade level, skill level, varying things. Gives you questions to work along. Really awesome resource. I look forward to using this next year. Another thing under resources, if you just kind of hover over it, you can get back to that main page or click on it and get back to that main page. Along this right-hand side, underneath, with all these little titles and choices on the side where we started back in the beginning, there's an assessment link. In assessment, it's become a big part in the gym. In physical education, assessment's not just what can they do for skills anymore, it's what do they know. It becomes more and more assessment-based and data-based, just like classrooms, so I found this section to be pretty interesting. And when you go in here, there's all sorts of different ways that you can use assessment, different forms, things you can do. This one here I found interesting, iPad assessment workflow. I went in here and it gives you some options and ways to do assessment on the iPad, which again, technology is in the gym now. It's a little different than it used to be, so there's different apps and programs you can use all along here. It tells you about ways to make it easier for yourself. And this thing called Evernote sounds pretty great. It takes all of your documentation and puts it all into one, and then all you have to do is search the kid's name, which is pretty awesome. So, again, this is the website. It's called thephysicaleducator.com. It's a great resource for PE teachers. I definitely plan on taking it back, sharing it with my colleagues, and hopefully bringing it into Hartford County a little bit more.